So
All right, now should we move to the NFL? You know,
yes,
NFL.
now we can move on. I'm sorry. We had to sneak that one in there. We had it on our list.
Couple of rule changes
yeah.
with a new kickoff rule.
Ooh, buddy, people not happy about this one. So you can fair catch the ball anywhere behind the 25. Is that
Yep.
right?
And it goes to the 25.
And it'll go to the 25. So I think that still leaves the onside.
Wait, it's anywhere behind the 25?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Get the
Yeah,
You'll-
so those like hot whenever they're trying to pin them,
So-
like they're trying to sneaky.
That's the strategy
here's-
it's going to take away is the one that Andy Reid does like to employ it, where you boot it way the fuck up high in the air.
It's not on punts though, right?
No, it's only on the kickoff.
Okay.
And here's where I'm torn. Because I do believe that the NFL should make every effort possible to make their game safer.
Right.
So I obviously, with this being the thought in mind, I agree with it. But my conundrum is you're ruining my favorite fucking play in football. You've been ruining it for decades. Just get rid of it at this point. Just get it out of there. It's a waste of my fucking time.
There's a couple things with the play of it, and then the safety thing that they're
like,
about.
and I totally understand. I totally understand. But fuck, you're just making it suck.
No, okay. One, I mean, with
It kind of
implementing
makes
a
the play
rule
pointless at this point.
it's a rule that not a single coach or player was in favor of. So you kind of got to be like, well, maybe we shouldn't do this then. If not a single person involved with the actual game agrees with it. But the other thing is, like, it's been going on in college now for a few years, and like no one really noticed. Like, I remember like McAfee was talking to Ian Rappaport about it, like, and he was fuming. And then Rappaport's like, did you notice like that, it's been going on in college? Did you notice that? And McAfee's like, I don't really watch. And McAfee just spent a year on College Game Day, right? Like, he can't say he didn't watch college football. Like, he just spent the past year doing College Game Day. So if like you're not really noticing it there, like, I don't know how much we're going to, like, okay, they're going to kick it off and it is going to kind of get rid of the play a little bit. And I get like, eventually just fucking put them at the 25-yard line. And then if you want to onside kick, just like you can do like, you leave it to like the last 5 minutes of the game. But in the last 5 minutes of the game, you can go for like a 4th and 20 or 4th and 50. It may be what it's eventually coming down to. Now,
I mean, honestly, when I think about it, I mean, if you just want to make it that much easier for Patrick Mahomes to get closer to the end zone, then
yeah, I mean, it definitely benefits.
Yeah.
My thing to this is just like, dude, like, remember that Saints and Colts Super Bowl? Like how that second half started, like how fucking incredible that was to watch live. That was fucking outrageous. You're like, what the hell did he just do? A surprise onside kick?
Onside kick. You can still do an onside
you can
kick.
still do
but
that.
Is it? But that's not. If you're, how is it a surprise onside kick? Like right now, it's fine, but like in 3, 4, 5 years
Because
when they get rid of the
kickoff,
kickoff,
that kick
Oh,
wouldn't
yeah,
even
if they
go
get
to
rid
the
of it.
25, like they couldn't fair catch that.
no, I'm saying like in 5 years, if they do get rid of the
He's saying if
kickoff,
they get rid,
Yeah,
you're just like, like.
yes.
Desmond Howard did a
Well, I
lot of
think
his
that's-
damage on punts, but did
I don't
Desmond
agree with
Hester
it.
start of the fucking Super Bowl where he returned it fucking house?
That's the thing. I don't think
Jacoby
I
Jones
don't think
after
they
half-
ever fully get rid of the kickoff unless they find a way to keep that gamble element to it, to where like
surprise
the
element.
team can
I
have
know, but
some
sneaky.
way to recover possession.
My problem is sneaky. At this rate, I'd rather them just get rid of it than to make it than to fucking just ruin it.
Than to nerf
All
it
they're
down
doing
so
is just
much.
nerfing it to where it's not fun anymore.
I mean, okay, here's the thing. Like, you just can't. You just kick it out of the back of the end zone now, and if you,
That's not
the runner
entertaining.
can still the returner can still decide to return it if he feels like it, right? Like, there's nothing saying.
Yeah, that's another part of it too.
Whereas-
Is like most of these kicks just go right out of the end zone anyway.
Yeah, that's a part of
That's why
another
you're-
thing that I've been complaining in my head. I'm just
Why
saying,
not?
I totally agree with the safety aspect, but they've been ruining it for years already, and this is just another way of them ruining it again.
And here's the thing, let's get into the safety aspect of it, where like the NFL saying they're doing this for safety concerns. When they just like approved the Thursday night, the games being flexed in Thursday night
Yeah.
now, that comes with a big caveat as well. I guess that's a rule change we didn't mark down there, but yeah, they have to give teams 4 weeks in advance, right? They have to have 4 weeks in advance notice that their game's getting flexed. And for fan reasons as well. Like a lot of fans buy tickets to these games sometimes very far in advance. And, if you're literally moving the day that the game is, that's going to change a lot of people's plans. And
Yeah.
So, yeah, 4 weeks in advance. A team can never have more than like 2 Thursday night games, right? So, and I think there was like another caveat with it, but it doesn't. I think they can only do this twice, maybe, and only like in December as well, like only like these games in December.
Yeah, because I mean, then you're gonna have that
So-
cushion to where if they do go on like a Titans fall.
Right? It feels like I don't know. We may not even see it happen. We'll see.
Yeah.
And it's only a year-long trial to see if they still like it afterwards. I don't know. I think they said if it doesn't happen this year, it'll get extended to next year.
The flex rule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that one is.
But if you're saying we care about player safety, but then you do a thing that like none of the players really like, all the players are like, no, we can keep this. This is okay. This is part of the game. We understand that. Not the Thursday night game thing though. We don't want to do that. Like that is, we'd rather have our bodies have the more rest,
Yeah, I mean, you also had Jason
And not-
Kelsey this week saying the Thursday game isn't really that big a deal.
You did. Yeah. Jason said it wasn't so much of a deal, but a lot of players do. I don't know. You've heard it.
Jason's a different breed. you know,
Jason
like
did. So I think it's just like knocking my camera. That's fine. So if they're really changing this rule costs the NFL $0, right? Where with Amazon, there's a lot of money involved.
Yeah.
So what the NFL looks like they're saying is like, player safety. What's something that's not going to cost us? The player safety. That one doesn't cost a damn thing. And this is going to make us a bunch of money. Well, players.
player
Money,
safety.
Money, please. So it's very hypocritical with this. That's the thing I really have against this rule is like, you're telling me it's for this reason when it's like, bullshit.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, I mean,
not
always.
bullshit. I mean, I'm sure it is for safety, but there's other things you could be doing. They're trying to tell the owners like, and they had to go. Roger Goodell had to tell the owners like, after they voted it down the first time, Roger Goodell was like, y'all gonna have to convene again and get back in the room and make another vote on this. Because if you don't want to get sued or something in 10 years by your players, it's like, no, man, the players are still gonna have room to sue you on because you just flex Thursday night games. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Fucking ridiculous. Anyways, what do
Yeah.
you think?
I just don't like it. I liked the kickoffs the way it
don't-
was when I was a kid.
I know.
And
know,
I
dude. We don't
know
need
that
to-
I'm an old school with that one.
it
I'm
doesn't need to be
sorry.
changed. I
It-
don't like it. I don't know how much you'll actually notice it.
But just knowing it's out there is enough to piss me off. Like, I'm like, yeah, like,
it did take strategy out of the game, right? It said,
Yeah,
hey,
I mean,
you
it just-
can't boot that thing up high and see if
And-
your guys can cover.
and I'm just thinking 10 years down the road when they just eventually abolish this and like, I'm just never going to
Look,
get another surprise onside kick
many-
to start a second half of a Super Bowl. I'm never
They
going to get to
haven't
see it.
gotten rid of the kick. They haven't.
I'm
gotten
never
rid
going to
of
get
the
to see a
kickoff yet.
game start with a kickoff return for a touchdown in a
Let's
Super
talk-
Bowl. Like,
Let's talk in terms of the rule that they have changed, though.
yeah,
Like
I mean,
just the one thing where we can't, sometimes it's bit us in the ass. When I've seen the Chiefs be like, hey, let's kick it way up high so that they get it at the 5-yard line. We try to, tackle them before the 25. And then the dude's at the, runs it back to the 50, right? Runs it back
Yeah.
to midfield. And you're like, fuck, why don't you just boot it out? We've had those games where we've made that mistake a couple times. And you're like, just boot it out of the end zone.
yeah,
Stop trying to
Yeah.
kick it to just fucking boot it out. And then they do. So now it's just going to be kind of a default thing to just boot it out unless you're going to do a surprise on. It's gotten rid of strategy. Don't love that. Probably won't notice it much because it's just
Yeah.
I hope we don't notice it much. But we do watch the Chiefs a lot, so I feel and the Chiefs score a lot, Sam. So I think
lots
we're
of
gonna
kickoffs.
we're gonna have opportunities to see it. Hopefully. Knock on wood.
And what you're seeing is you're not seeing.
Yeah.
Or well, I guess you're seeing maybe if they fair catch it.
Yes, that's what
I
I mean.
feel like if that's the thing, then every kicker's just going to boot it out the end zone.
Yeah. Boring it
fucking
up
good.
even more.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can move on to
Unless
The
wait,
other
okay,
change.
this is
oh,
what we got
damn,
it.
more rule changes.
Wait, I've got a fix for it, guys.
We've talked like
Okay.
20 minutes about it.
I know.
Yeah,
I
way
know.
too long.
When the guy calls a fair catch, though, the other team can try to psych him out, like in basketball. So that if he goes to fair catch, he still has to catch the ball.
It
And we
doesn't
saw
work on
with Sky Moore.
punts.
We saw with Sky Moore that sometimes it can be difficult to catch those balls.
Yeah, but it had nothing to do with being psyched out.
Yeah, I know, but like, let's add some flavor into it. Let's mic up those guys. Let's get them to psych out. And now we're taking.
Can they
a
not
rule
yell at the
change.
dude now?
I'm
What?
sure they do during punts.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they can do that now. They just can't get in the path of the ball.
Yeah, but guys, I'm telling you, the NFL needs to market this thing. Like, add mics to the players. Let's hear what their psych outs are. Tell the
They
players
can't
like,
do that
Oh, they
okay,
can't
because-
broadcast that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, dog, you can't broadcast that. That's the shit they're editing out of the mic up.
Okay.
Yeah.
okay, I know, but like, we can
Oh,
add
yeah,
some.
they're
beeps
already
to it.
doing the same.
Tell
It's
'em-
called mic'd up.
Tell the players not to make it too dirty. We
Yeah.
can
Good
add
luck
some beeps here and there. We can add some beeps. Nobody minds.
to a
It's
live
fine.
game.
Rivers and Tebow both retired. We got cursing in the NFL right now.
You guys are no fun. All right. I'm just
I-
trying to add a little spice into this rule change that sucks. All
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
Yeah, let's
Teams are
move-
now allowed to have a third quarterback on the roster without taking a roster spot.
I like that.
This
You
was
can
the,
only play him if the first two went down to injury.
Yeah.
No.
Th-
49ers
this was the
rule.
rule once upon a time.
Yeah, teams always carried 3 quarterbacks back in the day.
This is
I was
it used to be like when it was like
Quarterbacks used to get fucking destroyed back in the day.
Yeah, they did.
they did.
It was a real thing that you.
But they
you
used to
started
have
fighting.
a rule where you had to have 3 QBs. Like they gave you an extra spot back when it was like 46 guys that you had, or maybe now it's
Yeah.
48, but back when you had 46 that you actually dressed, they had that where like that extra guy, that 46 guy had to be a QB, and then they just got rid of it and said you can make it whoever you want, and teams were like, well, it's not going to be a fucking third string QB, I'll tell you that. So now they're just kind of bringing it back, which is good. It's cool. I mean, would the 49ers third string QB have beaten the Eagles? It didn't look like their second string QB at that point. The guy who was actually like their fifth had
Yeah.
any chance, but
No, but you don't want to see running backs and wide receivers out.
No.
that's true.
Like,
No,
yeah,
it's-
that's not a good product.
You want to see a guy who can at least throw the ball.
Yeah.
So
I guarantee though, the one thing I'll say, had Patrick Mahomes gotten hurt in the AFC Championship game, and then Chad Henne got hurt in the AFC Championship game, and the Chiefs whined about this in the offseason, I don't think the NFL would change the fucking rule for the
The
Chiefs.
Niners are not the one who proposed the rule.
I know, but I don't think anybody would have proposed it on the Chiefs' behalf. Is what
probably
I'm
not.
saying. Like
Um,
the Chiefs lost in overtime because they didn't get an opportunity to touch the football after the other team fucking scored, and nobody gave a shit. But the Bills lost in
Yeah,
overtime
that's
because
the
they
thing.
didn't have a chance to touch the fucking football, and then the whole world was like
Yeah,
on
don't-
fire with it.
don't get me started. Oh, the Bills are got a chance to take it.
And they said
Their
no the year
chance.
before.
And then the
They
next
had the
week,
lead with 13 fucking seconds left.
dude, and then the next week, the Bengals take us to overtime where we get the ball first and their defense stops us. And there's a perfect example of being like, well, what if the Bills just fucking did that?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
they
dude.
still
But
have
no,
to, like-
that's why I'm saying if Mahomes and Hinney went down in the AFC Championship game and we had to play fucking McKinnon or Clyde Edwards-Helaire at quarterback, nobody would have fucking proposed a rule to fix the NFL for the Chiefs.
The
I'm
one
happy-
problem, the one problem with that one is that they did the right thing.
I agree that it should have happened, Sneaky. I absolutely
Um,
do, but I'm just
It's
like,
it's the one
it
We're
problem.
talking about the
it-
quarterback thing or the overtime rule change.
The overtime.
The overtime rule still makes zero sense to me because okay, now both teams get a chance to score, but okay, then the third team, the first team that scores gets to go down and just score and end the game. If
Yeah,
both
again,
teams
after
score.
they both scored. Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't,
yeah, you should just
It's
play
like-
at that point. If both teams
Both-
get the opportunity to score, you should just play out the period.
both teams have the opportunity to score, and then after that, it's just the first team that scored. Is
Yeah.
now like
It's-
how
It's the
old
same
rule
thing,
but-
but longer.
applies. Yeah.
Yeah.
And in
It's-
overtime, that's already that is shortened.
I agree that both of these should have happened, Sneaky. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
I
that
don't know about the,
if it was the Kansas City Chiefs, do you think that everybody in the league would have been like going into the game that everybody else in the league would be like, man, we wish we could have played a third quarterback. We wish we would have had a third quarterback when our first two got hurt, just in case. We're going to propose that next year. And it would happen to the Chiefs. They would lose their top two and then lose in the AFC Championship game because of it. And the NFL would be like, we can wait a year.
Yeah. We'll wait until the Bills have the same issue.
Fuck them. Like, let's just wait. Let's see. Let's see if it happens again.
yeah, I don't think nobody's really feeling too bad for us right now, though. So
Nah,
I get it.
that's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Like they just hate the fucking Chiefs.
Sure.
But
They're with us for
happy-
1
No-
year.
no
and then
other
after
fan
I'm
that-
base.
genuinely happy that it is a thing that can be done. I do think that it's the right call.